So I'm out here where I normally hide my equipment, and this is the back end of a ranch that's close to my house. They had some people living here for a while who, yeah, let's just say they weren't real good stewards of the land. But I think it's a 180-acre parcel. Anyhow, so this is where I hide my equipment, the trailers, anyways, and yield equipment trailer. Salvage junk is what it is, and the old service truck, more salvage junk. Fire trailer, more salvage junk. Got the pump and stuff up in there. It's not one unit yet. So someday I'll build a rack to hold everything on here, so I don't have to drag it all around. But star of the show, we got a yarder, and she sees pretty tight in most things. The brakes are free on the drums. I played with it a little bit. Took the chain off because the motor is seized very tight. Motor and tranny both are seized tight. But you can tell, but that's sticky, icky oil on there. So that's a pretty good sign. I checked the oil the other day on the motor, and it's actually got oil in it, and it didn't have any water. It took me 10 minutes to get the dipstick free, but yeah, blacker in my heart, but it's oil. So I'm kind of curious if I can get it turned over. I don't know if it's in neutral or not, or whatever, but I'll throw a pipe wrench on there and see if she'll turn. Starters, hoopa-jooped. But if I push the brake pedal here, if I get the right one, see, it actually twitches the drum. So that drum is free. And that brake pedal's free. This friction is working good. This one's seized. But anyhow, so it's not my first yarder. The old Jippo yarder Mark 1 and 2 were my first foray into yarding. Supposed to, I'm primarily ground based. Oh god, yeah. My apologies. Yeah, mostly what I do is residential logging, so I don't get into much steep ground. But when I do, I have to turn it down because I'm just not set up for it. But the plan, as it is, and as foolish as it may seem, is get rid of this old truck frame. It's all white. At least the axles are white. Couldn't tell you anything about it. It's old enough I don't know anything about it and don't particularly care. Tires are pretty much gone. That one's holding there. I should have videoed getting it on the trailer. I had to use a self loader to drag it up on the trailer and haul the skidder all the way back to my hometown to. Yeah, it was quite the process, but it took most of yesterday to get it here. It's got a fairly small haulback line on it. And that's 7/16, half inch maybe originally. I don't know who made the hoists. From the color, I want to say Berger, but I don't think they made anything this small. And the color, who knows if that's original. Couldn't find any plates on it. Not for lack of looking, but anyhow, I'm going to throw some grease at it. I should do is set you guys up to watch. I don't know if I got any this ought to do. Yeah, we'll throw some grease at it and see what we can do. If it takes grease, great. If it don't, we will. Lots of grease. So that one did not. I have no idea where that one goes. Oh, it's a pretty good sign that it's not taking grease. Huh. Shmoo. Okay, we can find a pipe wrench. I'll be right back. When in doubt, go big. trying. Oh. I don't think I'm breaking it. Pardon me. yeah. I don't know if this drum is free yet. We have a way to hold the brake on without. Oh, maybe. Hold. That should be the brake. Kind of looks like the frictions are coming loose. It's not a big deal. We can replace frictions. Well, let's wrap this video up, shall we? It's starting to tail on me anyways. So a couple things that make this one kind of unique for being the price I paid for it. Still has this drive attached. A lot of times this part and this part are gone. Motor will be there. It may or may not have the tranny, but this little jack shaft deal is all gone, and nobody seems to know how to make them. I mean, this is exactly what I would have done. I probably would have done a different kind of drive here. I wouldn't have used a U-joint, but it works. They generally don't have guarding on them when you find them. They hardly ever have brakes, let alone working brakes. 9 times out of 10, the clutches are froze solid. This one's smooth, daddy-o. This one's a little seized, but we'll let the grease do its magic for a few days. There's some, I can't remember what they call it, but it's Mobile One. Nasty ass black stuff, but it sure works good. So grease is kind of, this particular grease, you can let it sit in there for weeks, months, and it doesn't really dry out. It's water resistant. Most greases will dry out and leave like a powder behind, and that powder is what usually sees everything up. It's soapstone. It's a powdered soapstone. But don't let the oil salesman fool you. Anyhow, little Continental engine. Pretty sure it's Continental. Oh, I still got to throw a pipe hammer on that thing real quick. See what I can break. Yeah, it's got a nut on it. Ah, hang tight. We'll see if we can get that. Wow. Yeah, I'll throw a wrench on it, and I'll let you guys know in the comments whether I got it free or not. I doubt it. But anyhow, so the plan, as it sits right now, find a new chassis for this thing to sit on. Possibly even the former service truck, because that's hopefully someday going to get traded out to a newer truck. Maybe even diesel electric. Think of all the weight you'd lose by not having engine drive welder and engine drive compressor. Big stupid transmission. All that's gone. Yeah. Batteries don't weigh that much. Anyhow, find a new chassis for it. Maybe even just use it as is. If I get a motor for it. I gotta find a motor for it. I'd prefer a diesel engine, but I'll take whatever I can find. And I scrounge and I, you know, I'm a patient man, so I'm not going to spend a lot of money on this project. It's just not really worth it for what I do, for anybody. It's not really worth it for anybody. Don't get me wrong. But build a tower for it, or maybe stationary mount it and build a little extension for the excavator arm and use that as like a little mobile tower. We'll see. Kind of depends on what kind of parts land in my lap. Steel's expensive right now. Used trucks are stupid expensive. So it's a matter of scrounging what I can find and being patient. So I'll keep you guys going on this one, but until then, we'll talk at you later.